Beware of nice manipulators. Some people are only nice to you so you can let your guard down around them. When someone is nice to you, it's very natural to want to mirror them and be nice back. This makes it harder to set boundaries with them because doing so can cause you to feel some guilt. And that's exactly what a nice manipulator wants. I want to share a quick story with you guys. There was a time where I spent my day out with a friend, and by the end of the night, we really wanted to grab some ice cream. So we ended up going to a fast food restaurant because that was all that was open at the time. When we got inside the restaurant, my friend decided that she really wanted to charge her phone because it was dying, and she wanted to have some battery life before we parted ways. We walked around the restaurant looking for a charging outlet so she could plug in her phone. We couldn't find one anywhere until these two random guys started waving at us and saying that there was a charging outlet beside them. My friend was so relieved, and we ended up walking towards the guys. When we got there, we realized that the outlet was beside one of the guys' legs, so my friend wouldn't be able to access the outlet without the guy plugging in her phone for her. The two guys were sitting across from each other at a two-seater booth table. The guy whose leg was beside the outlet was sitting on the booth, and he had a really big, weird-looking charger plugged into the outlet for his laptop. I'm not gonna lie, my friend and I honestly thought nothing of it, and my friend proceeded to give her charger to him so he could plug it in for her phone. So once her phone was plugged in, the other guy who was sitting in the chair opposite from the guy in the booth told my friend that she could relax and leave her phone with them so she could sit down at the table where we decided we were going to eat, which was the table beside theirs. Even though both of the guys seemed really nice, my friend just felt more comfortable holding her phone as it was charging, plus she wanted to use it as well. Since my friend wanted to watch her phone, I told her I would grab us the ice cream. Once I got back with our ice cream, I handed my friend's ice cream to her and noticed that the two guys were engaging in small talk with her. I went back to our table to sit down while my friend was still standing by the guys charging her phone. I was just chilling there, eating my ice cream while scrolling on my phone, when I started to feel like something was off about the two guys. The guy who was sitting in the booth with his laptop out kept staring at me without saying anything. In my head, I was like, okay, this guy's a little weird, but he's letting my friend charge her phone, so it's fine. The other guy proceeded to tell my friend she could sit down with me at our table so she could feel more comfortable while they watched her phone. Once my friend said thanks, but no thanks, for the millionth time, the other guy who wasn't using the laptop decided he wanted to engage in small talk with me now, since I was basically sitting beside him. And in my head, I was like, ugh, because I am not a small talk person. I am very much an introvert, you guys. So even though the guy who was talking to me seemed really nice, it almost felt like he was trying to distract me by bringing up random topics. And then out of nowhere, I hear my friend say, "Hey, what's this?" I looked at my friend and I saw that she was very uncomfortable. I immediately got up and asked her if she was okay. And as I'm approaching my friend, I hear one of the guys say, "Oh, keep your phone plugged in. It's gonna go away." I immediately look at my friend's phone, put it in my hand, and saw that my friend's phone was frozen and went completely black with nothing but a laptop icon and a charger icon on her phone, which I have never seen on an iPhone before. My initial thought was that the guy with the laptop was trying to connect my friend's phone to his laptop some way, somehow. I automatically assumed that the guys were trying to hack her phone and do some suspicious activity. I immediately unplugged the charger from her phone and asked the guys to give it back to her. The guys were trying to convince me that her phone was just charging and that there was nothing wrong, and saying things like, "Don't worry, you can trust us." I immediately took a picture of what my friend's phone looked like, and the guy who was sitting across from the guy with the laptop kept telling me, "Oh, just plug it back in, it's fine." My whole demeanor changed, and I said, "No, we're going home." My friend was confused and silent the whole time because she genuinely thought the guys were good guys. I could tell my friend felt guilty for leaving at first because she felt like the guys were doing her a favor by letting her charge her phone beside them. Plus, they had built some rapport with her by being really nice and engaging in small talk with her. After we left, we ended up standing outside of the restaurant to finish our ice cream. We were both shocked and disturbed by what just happened. I told her I initially felt like something was off with the guys when the guy with his laptop kept staring at me the whole time once I got back to our table with the ice cream. She told me she felt like something was off too with the guys as soon as they plugged in her phone while I was ordering the ice cream, but she felt bad for leaving because they were being so nice to her. I felt like the story was such a great lesson for both my friend and I. There really are people out there who will treat you well just so they can harm you. And if you yourself are a people pleaser, you're really going to struggle to set boundaries with people like this because you feel like you owe them your trust and need to be nice back. My friend admitted that she probably would have stayed there a little longer and let them convince her to keep charging her phone simply because she felt awkward being assertive since the guys already set the tone for her to be nice to them. When I took her phone in that moment and unplugged her charger, I felt no guilt telling the guys we're leaving because I immediately knew what they were trying to do. These guys were clearly wolves in sheep's clothing, and I no longer cared about being nice back to them, especially when I realized how predatory they were. You have to be okay with being assertive and having boundaries with people, even if they're nice to you. As a former people pleaser, I used to assume that anyone who was really nice to me had good intentions because I had good intentions when I was nice to people. But not everyone is like you, and you have to stop projecting your positive qualities onto other people because that's how you get played. If a nice manipulator senses that you're genuinely a nice person, they are literally going to treat you like prey. So don't be afraid to set boundaries and even be a little bit of a jerk to someone even if they're nice, because some people have really bad intentions for you. Okay guys, that is all for today's video. If you guys want to keep up with more of my content, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Reina Safo. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!